Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 85 of Daisy Knits. I'm Daisy, and we're hanging out here in the floor of the neighbor room with a ton of yarn behind me that needs to be photographed. So, it's the week. I came home from Fiber U this weekend, and it was a good show, but very busy as normal. So, I have got the shop up, but I haven't photographed and uploaded all the new yarns that have been brought out this past couple of months. So, anyways, let's jump into this, shall we? Now that I'm like 30 seconds in and haven't really told you anything, I've had some progress on lots of things. And there are lots of things all over. So the first thing is I have a pair of finished socks. This is Rock and String color, Rock and String yarn in the Jitterbug base. Rave is the colorway. And I roughly used the Afterthought Everything pattern. So I knit the giant tube, I cut it in half, added the toes and the heels, and I used almost every bit of this yarn. I ended up with I haven't weighed it, but I ended up with exactly one color repeat section, one stripe repeat section. That's what I ended with. So I had very little left over. But I really like them. It's a sport weight base and it's nice and squishy. So that is what I finished this week. I didn't finish anything else, really, but that's what I finished. After I did that, I also am working on a knocker. They're having their monthly collection meeting next Tuesday, so I need to finish this up and I need to finish its made up so I can turn them in. But it's just, they're kind of hard to tell right now. I do mine bottom up, so there's the stuffing hole, and then I'm working on the top. So I have one here, and they really take me, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe to do one. I can get a set done fairly quickly, so I will be working on that this week. I haven't really done any others this month. I did one, and like I said last week, I gave it away. So I would like to at least have one set to turn in. The other thing I have been working on, though, is my argyle sock. And I will say I need to be careful when I work on this, because if I am not paying very close attention, I have problems. So I have almost a full triangle, though. Can you see? My diamond in the middle is almost done. And then I flip, my colors all move. I'm a little nervous because I'm really going to have to pay attention then. But I'm not really sure. I think I was further down when I showed it to you guys last. I can tell, like, I have some, let's see if I can show you. I have some wonky, like that's a pretty long leg here. I've got some wonky stitches here and there. But I feel like overall, it's pretty decent. We'll see what happens after I wash and block it. I'm going to finish this sock all the way through and then evaluate if I think it's good enough to go in or not. I've also noticed that if I'm not paying close attention when I do my color shifts, you have those little hash lines that go all the way through. Those guys, if I mess up, that's always where I mess up at. I mess up with those things. So I'm on row, I think 27 or 28 right now. So I'm making progress because it's of 90, I think 93 or 99. I'm going to take my victory. I'm making progress. So this is all done with Cascade. I want to say Cascade fingering. So that's what I've been working on with that. I also will fair warn you, I'm going to cast on a sweater. A group of ladies and I are challenging ourselves to have a sweater done by the time we see all of us together in October. So I sat down and I really kind of went through my queue and I decided what sweater I wanted, and it's called this Shawl Shrug by Susan Summers. I think that's it. I have yarn from every time I've been to Pipeline, and these two colors, I have 3 skeins of each one of these. So I have 6 of these guys. And purple and green, go figure, those are my colors. I am going to use these two as the main colors with the goal of having long sleeves. So I might need to incorporate a couple of my other colors, but they're all fairly complementary. So I think it will be really pretty. I might end up with this crazy sweater that has tons of colors in it, and I'm okay with that. But these two are going to be the main colors in that sweater. I kind of wanted to cast on yesterday, and I just didn't get the chance to sit down. So maybe after I put a few rows in on my sock, I can like reward myself by working on this sweater. The other thing that I did get to also do this week, oh, I should fair warn you, or at least educate you. This is This is Quince & Company, Quince & Co. Finch. All of the yarn that will go into this sweater will be Finch. And it's all going to be yarn from Pipeline Retreats. So I'm super excited about that because it's going to be like a pipeline sweater. I don't know, this might end up being called my pipeline sweater. Anyway, so that's all my knitting. I actually even did some spinning this week. And I finished my first ball. So I have a pretty little turtle here. Oh, you can see all the colors in there. I finished my first ball. I started a little bit on my second ball, but I didn't get very far. I know Tour de Fleece is over. However, I think I'm just going to keep spinning. I was not a very good Tour de Fleece person. I feel like rules got involved, and I kind of went, chuck it. And I shouldn't have. I know that I shouldn't have. I can spin every day. But for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it, and I wasn't going to force myself to do that. So I'm going to keep spinning. I have it like all sitting here together. There's my next ball with my next section even to spin. So I have it here. I will set it out. And my goal is to keep spinning on it a little bit here and there, and we will see how it goes. So that's what I've been working on as far as my knitting, my master knitting, my spinning. All of that is here. I'm trying to think. For the next couple of weeks, life should be fairly calm here at the house, so I'm hoping to get quite a bit of knitting done. Fair week is starting to gear up. We are like 3 weeks away from fair, which is really scary to say that we are that close, which means the kids have a lot more to do. I do not, which hopefully means I will have more sitting knitting time. But that's what I have going on in my world. Why don't you pop over and tell me what you have going on in your world? I'd love to hear from you. All my contact information is at the end. Otherwise, I'll sit and chat with you next week. See ya.